we have chapter 2. We have second part here. In this we have Olympic symbols, ideals, objectives and values of Olympism. The Olympic symbols, better known as the Olympic rings, consist of 5 intertwined rings and represents the unity of the 5 inhabited continents: Africa, America, Asia, Oceania and Europe. Was proposed by Coubertin. These 5 rings represent as a Olympic symbol, and it is showed by different color. Blue color represent American continent, color red represent Australian continent, color green represent European continent, black color represent African continent, yellow represent Asian continent. We can see here Olympic motto and flame motto. The Olympic motto CTS, LTS, 40S, a Latin expression meaning faster, higher, stronger, was proposed by Pierre de Coubertin in 1894 and has been official since 1924. The motto was coined by Coubertin's friend, the Dominican priest Henry Didon Opie, for a Paris youth gathering of 1891. Months before each game, the Olympic flame is lit in Olympia in a ceremony that reflects ancient Greek ritual. Though the flame has been an Olympic symbol since 1928, the torch relay was introduced at the 1936 Summer Games as part of the German government's attempt to promote its National Socialist ideology. Whenever Olympic is hosted by a particular country, they represent with a mascot. Here we will discuss about Olympic mascot. The Olympic mascot is an animal or human figure representing the culture heritage of the host country. Was introduced in 1968. It has played an important part on the game's identity promotion since the 1980 Summer Olympics, when the Russian bear cub Misa reached international stardom. The name of the Japan Olympic mascot is Mitro Towa Someti Miraitowa, which is the Japanese word for future and eternity. Someti, the Paralympic mascot, is derived from Somi Yoshino, a type of cherry blossom, and is a play on words with the English phrases "so mighty." In this slide, we have Olympic ideal and objectives. Olympic Games are held every 4 years. The schedule of the Games and the venue is decided much in advance. The emphasis is laid on an important message. Life is not to have conquered, but to have bravely fought in the sport arena. The objectives laid by Barrow Pierre de Coubertin for Olympic Games are as follows: to generate a sense of loyalty, brotherhood, and keen spirits among all the participants. Next, to bring the attention of the world community to understand the values of the programs of physical education. Number 3, to bring the attention of global citizens and community towards competitive sports in developing health, building character, and appropriate personality traits. Number 4, to develop a spirit of international understanding and goodwill leading to world peace and harmony. Number 5, to promote amateurism among sportsmen. Number 6, to remove the barrier of caste, creed, religion, and color. Number 7, to inculcate among sports persons the idea that sports is a pastime and not an activity for acquiring material gains. Values of Olympism. The concept of Olympism was created more than 120 years ago by Pierre de Coubertin, founder of the modern Olympic movement. As Coubertin was planning the modern Olympic Games in the 1890s, the idea of Olympism became more clearly defined. In the Olympic Charter, it is expressed as a philosophy of life, excelling and combining in a balanced whole the qualities of body, will, and mind. Blending sport with culture and education, Olympism seeks to create a way of life based on the joy of effort, the educational value of good example, social responsibility, and respect for universal fundamental ethical principles. The aim of Olympism is to show how sport can make us all better citizens through the combination of mind, body, and spirit. Its goal is to help foster better relationship between communities and nations, helping us to live in harmony with each other. Pierre Coubertin said, Olympism is not a system, it is a state of mind. It can permit a wide variety of mode of expression, and no single race or era can claim to have the monopoly of it. Olympism was formalized by the International Olympic Committee in the Olympic Charter. The IOC constituted itself on 23rd June 1894, and it continues to promote Olympism around the world today. The IOC celebrates the values of Olympism through the Olympic Games. We continue with values of Olympism. The following are the values of Olympism. Number 1, excellence. This is about giving one's best on the field of play or in your personal or professional life. It is about trying your hardest to win, but it also about the joy of participating, achieving your personal goals, striving to be and to do your best in your daily lives, and benefiting from the healthy combination of a strong body, mind, and will. Number 2, friendship. This encourages us to consider sport as a tool to help foster greater mutual understanding among individuals and people from all over the world. The Olympic Games inspire people to overcome political, economic, gender, racial, or religious differences and force friendships in spite of those differences. Respect. This value incorporates respect for oneself, one's body, for others, for the rules and regulation, for sport and the environment. Related to sport, respect stands for fair play and for the fight against doping and any other unethical behavior. Here we have next topic, International Olympic Committee. It's known as IOC. To organize a very prestigious event like the Olympic Games, a committee has been formed which caters to all the needs for effective organization of the Olympic Games. It was called the International Olympic Committee IOC. One representative from each country was included in this committee. The headquarters of this committee is situated in Lausanne, Switzerland. Currently, there are one president, two vice presidents, and 5 executive members of this committee. Today, Jacques Rouge is the president of this committee. The IOC is responsible for key decisions such as the venue and time for Olympic Games each year. As of now, The membership of IOC consists of 105 active members and 32 honorary membership. The IOC organized the Modern Olympic Games and Youth Olympic Games held in summer and winter every 4 years. Here we have role of Olympic committees. To encourage and support the promotion of ethics and good governance in sport as well as education of youth through sport, and to dedicate its effort to ensure that in sports the spirit of fair play prevails and violence is banned. To encourage and support the organization, development and coordination of the sport and sports competitions. To ensure the regular celebration of Olympic Games. To take action in order to strengthen the unity, to protect the independence of the Olympic movement and to preserve the autonomy of sport. To act against any form of discrimination affecting the Olympic movement. To encourage and support the promotion of women in sports at all levels and in all structures with the view to implement the principle of equality of men and women. To plead the fight against doping and sporting. To encourage and support measures protecting the health of athletes. To oppose any political and commercial abuse to sport and athletes. To encourage and support the effort of sports organizations and public authorities to provide the social and professional future of athletes. To encourage and support responsible concern for environmental issues, to promote sustainable development in sport and to require that the Olympic Games are held accordingly. To promote a positive legacy from the Olympic Games to the host cities and host countries. Now, second topic is Indian Olympic Association. It's known as IOA. In February 1924, New Delhi saw the first interstate athletic meet being organized. An 8-member athletic team was selected during this meet, who were sent to Paris for the 1924 Olympic Games. Furthermore, by 1927, the IOA decided to hold regular interstate games, and since the national championship in all sports are being held in various states of India. Later, the mantle was handed over to Maharaja Bhupinder Singh of Patiala in 1928. He held the office till the year 1938. Moving on, Professor Guru Dutt Sondi was appointed from 1928 to 1952. However, even though the IOA members progressively changed, Sir Dorabji Tata continued as IOC member representative of India until his death in 1931. In 1932, Professor Guru Dutt Sondi undertook his responsibilities to represent India at the IOC. He was also the man responsible for initiating the International Amateur Athletic Federation. In this slide, you can see names of the presidents and secretaries general headed the Indian Olympic Association since its inception is given below. You can read and understand. Towards my left side, presidents of Indian Olympic Association is given in order, and right hand side you can see the Secretary General of Indian Olympic Association is given. You can go to this slide. We have functions of Indian Olympic Association. Number 1, to develop and promote the Olympic movement and amateur sports, to enforce all rules and regulations of the International Olympic Committee and Indian Olympic Association. Number 3, to be the official organization in complete and sole charge of all Olympic matters in the country. Number 4, to educate the public of the country the value of amateurism in sports. Number 5, in cooperation with national sports federations, associations, to guard and enforce amateur rules. Number 6. To have full and complete jurisdiction over all matters pertaining to the participation of Indian in Olympic Games under the patronage of the IOC as well as IOA. To undertake with the assistance of National Sports Federation associations the financing, management, transportation, maintenance and welfare of teams from India taking part in the Olympic Games under the patronage of the IOC as well as IOA. To certify the amateur status of competitors from India for such international competitions as require such certification. To take disciplinary action against any federation for misbehavior or any other undesirable activity bringing discredit to the country and sport. Last, to admit the membership of State Olympic Association and National Sports Federations which shall be required to submit their annual reports and audited statement of accounts to the IOA for information.